Ilia Topuria is the greatest fighter I've ever seen. And I'm not cutting it to you. Ilia Topuria is the greatest we've ever seen. He just slept Charles Oliveira in the first round. And I'm not going to lie, that was one of the most brutal KOs I've ever seen in my whole life of watching MMA. And there was another brutal KO on this card we'll get to in a little bit. But overall, this was a pretty good card, man. International Fight Week. Good card, but man, Ilia Topuria is so good. So I say we just get to the main event. This is my recap of UFC 317. I watched this in San Diego. I'm actually in my hotel right now filming. But yeah, Ilia Topuria is a freaking monster, dude. This guy is a monster. I mean, I've been saying it the whole time that Ilia Topuria is going to KO Charles Oliveira in the first round. But when it actually happened in that fashion too, it was weird to see with my own two eyes. But yeah, early on in this fight, Charles was honestly pressing forward like a berserker. But you could just tell Ilia had way more power, and Ilia was hurting him. Ilia cut him open like immediately as the fight started. And literally the first real exchange these two have, Ilia literally sleeps him out cold. Like this was some Tom Aspinall type stuff. He literally sleeps him out cold. Honestly, Ilia Topuria looked so unbeatable in this fight. You know, and obviously he had that kind of goofy face-off after with Paddy Pimblett. You know, Paddy's good, but I'm sorry to say, Paddy Pimblett, I don't care if he has the Scouser chin, he's going to get slept. Paddy Pimblett's going to get sent to the Shadow Realm. And, you know, I thought it was kind of weird because then Arman Tsarukyan, who was honestly the backup fighter for this fight and literally was in the crowd, they just, like, ignored him, honestly. But, honestly, we expected that to happen because Ilia wants to fight Paddy Pimblett. But, yeah, sucks for Oliveira fans, but I'm kind of glad I kind of got out of... I used to be, like, a big Oliveira fan, and I'm kind of out of the Oliveira fan club. Yeah, I really am a big Ilia Topuria fan. I was rooting for him to win this fight, and, yeah, he won it. And, honestly, we've been kind of on a dry spell in these main events of, like, not a lot of cool like, stuff happening. This was cool. He just slept Charles Oliveira. And, yeah, Ilia Topuria, I don't think anyone's going to beat him. I think we're witnessing the GOAT, guys. I think this guy is the GOAT. If this guy doesn't retire at 30 and he keeps going and he keeps fighting and fighting the way he's fighting right now, this guy is the GOAT. Because no one's ever done that to Charles Oliveira. He just beat Charles Oliveira better than Islam Makhachev beat Charles Oliveira. And this is the same division. This is lightweight. You know, Dukachev was running from this guy. And I've been saying it every time. And all the fans are like, Topuria ran from Movzar. Topuria ran from Diego Lopez. Get that out of here. Topuria would sleep Movzar. Topuria would sleep Diego Lopez. Topuria would sleep everybody. This guy is not going to lose. And this guy is never going to lose. When this guy loses, which never, it's going to be, he's going to be old, washed up, whatever. In his prime right now, no one's beating Topuria. Nobody's beating Topuria. This guy's the most unreal fighter I've ever seen. He's built different. He should be the pound-for-pound number one now because, I mean, no one's ever done that to Charles Oliveira, and he just slept him. Slept him with one punch and then added another and then just slept him even more. I mean, Charles Oliveira was literally dead on the ground. He was sleeping with his eyes open. This guy did that to Charles Oliveira. Yeah, Ilia Topuria, he's the greatest fighter on planet Earth 2025 today. He just slept Charles Oliveira, and honestly, he's so entertaining. Every time Ilia Topuria fights, I always want to see him fight. And yeah, can't wait for this dude's next fight. I gotta say, he might be my favorite fighter now. I'm a big Alex Pereira fan because when I was watching MMA, I was kind of iffy on it. And then Alex Pereira had this whole run at light heavyweight, so that made me really like him. But Ilia Topuria is kind of doing that for me now. He might be my favorite. I don't know. Him and Alex Pereira 1 and 2. You can call me Glazer, me Ryder. Oh, yeah, and obviously the thumbnail on this video is super similar to Lucas Tracy's thumbnail. But get out of here with that because I made this thumbnail last night. And then this morning, I looked up and I saw Lucas Tracy posted a video. Literally, and I make my thumbnail like the whole style is similar to Lucas Tracy's and it looks the same. I'm not changing it though because I'm not really a big channel. He won't get mad. Yeah. Ilia Topuria is unreal. Just slept Charles Oliveira. I mean, we all knew it was going to happen, but honestly, I didn't think it was going to happen like that. But I don't know why anyone would ever doubt Ilia Topuria. He was obviously going to be the lightweight champ. This dude has knocked out Volk, Max Holloway, and Charles Oliveira back to back. Round 2, round 3, round 1. I mean, who's beating this guy? Absolutely nobody. Paddy Pimblett's going to get slept. And then after that, they're going to bring in Armin. Armin went 3 rounds with Charles, and I know that's MMA math, but I will use it right now. Ilia is going to stuff his takedowns. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Ilia stuffed Armin's takedown and then threw him down. And Ilia Topuria is going to knock out Armin Tsarukyan and Paddy Pimblett. This dude, I'm never picking against him. I mean, I haven't ever picked against Ilia Topuria in the fights I've seen. I've seen him fight 3 times as a fan. Yeah, I'll probably never pick against this dude ever unless they match him up with Francis Ngannou. But hey, who knows? Maybe Ilia Topuria would sleep Francis Ngannou. I'm kidding. All right, on to the next. Alessandro Pantoja, Kaikara France looked terrible in this fight. Alessandro Pantoja completely dominated him all 3 rounds, submitted him, rear naked choke. Yeah, I don't know. Nobody's, like I said, nobody's beating Topuria. I mean, I would say nobody's beating Pantoja, but I don't know. Josh Van, he looked pretty good. And we'll get into that fight. Because Josh Van versus Brandon Royval was a banger. Yeah, Kaikara France looked terrible. He got rocked in the first minute, took him down, controlled. Second round, took him down, controlled. Third round, took him down, controlled, submitted. Pantoja walked through him. Pantoja, I think that's 4 title defenses. Yeah, because Royval, Urseg, Asakura, and now Kaikara France. Joshua Van's next. I bet that'll be a good fight. I bet that'll honestly be similar to the Steve Ursig fight, but I'm taking Alessandro Pantoja. All right, the featured fight. All right, I'm not going to lie. This was the best fight I've ever seen. Joshua Van versus Brandon Royval was probably the best fight I've ever seen. I mean, they went to war, and all the respect goes out to Joshua Van, man. This dude fought 3 weeks ago against Bruno Silva, knocked him out. They gave him the call on short notice. They say, hey, Joshua Van. He wasn't even ranked 3 weeks ago. They say, hey, Joshua Van, you want to fight the number 1 ranked Brandon Royval? He goes out there, has an absolute war. There was action every second of the fight. Goes out there, beats Brandon Royval. He won round 1. He won round 3. And 29-28, beats Brandon Royval. I mean, Joshua Van is so good, man. At the start, I thought Brandon Royval was going to dominate him because of the size difference. The size difference was like David and Goliath. But that did not happen. Joshua Van looked so fast, and I'm not going to lie. Joshua Van looked like one of the fastest fighters I've ever seen tonight. And, I mean, this is such a good fight. If you honestly could show someone like what UFC is and why we like it so much, this is one of the fights you would show them. I mean, they were just going to war, tit for tat. Literally, Joshua Van would throw a 1-2, Brandon Royval would throw a 1-2, you know? In, the last 10 seconds, Joshua Van, dropped him. It was crazy. Such a fun fight to watch. I had so much fun watching this fight with my dad. And, yeah. Joshua Van got it done. Probably short notice against the number 1 ranked. I mean, that doesn't happen very often. All right. Next, we got Beneil Dariush versus Renato Moicano. I mean, this was a banger. I mean, no, it wasn't a banger, but this was a good fight. First round, pretty even. Hanato Moicano then drops Benil Dariush out of left field. Like, that came out of nowhere. When has Hanato Moicano ever dropped anyone? And this was like, he actually dropped him. Benil Dariush gets up. Okay, so then it's 1-0 Moicano. Round 2, Benil Dariush starts initiating the grappling and then pretty much dominates Hanato Moicano. Third round, uses his kicks really well. Third round, great striking. Close round, great striking by Benil Dariush with the body kicks and the head kicks. And yeah, Benil Dariush gets it done, man. This honestly was a crafty performance. He looks like Usman out here. Out for 2 years, it don't matter, and gonna come back. And we're gonna beat, sucks for Hanato Moicano like it sucks for Joaquin Buckley, but Loki just got shown levels by an unk. They're both pretty young. But, yeah, good win for Benil Dariush. This was, not a terrible fight, but wasn't great. And, yeah, good win for Benil Dariush. Next, we got Peyton Talbot, Felipe Lima. Dude, close fight, man. Close fight. This was just like, you could just so tell that these guys were both young. Like, you could. It just showed, these are young dudes. They had a good fight, and I think they get the right person. And I had Peyton Talbot winning that fight, too. I picked Peyton Talbot to win this fight. 29-28. This was a good fight. Peyton Talbot used his striking really well. He looked way more improved, all like off the ground when he's getting, when someone's wrestling him. He looked way better than in the Raoni Barcelos fight. Felipe Lima tried to hold him down. He would get up. He would strike. Their striking was pretty close. Just a good scrap between these two. All right. Okay. So, as I said when I was breaking down the Top Toro fight where Toro slept Toros Oliveira in the end of the Oliveira, I said there was another brutal KO. And if there's any brutal KO I've ever seen, when you say the word brutal KO, brutal, I might now, this might be the placeholder now. Gregory Rodriguez completely slept Jack Hermanson in the first round, And when they said Gregory Rodriguez hits hard, I kind of thought he was like a Sergey Pavlovich, and he would break you down with his strikes and then get you out of there. But man, I did not know he had power like this. He one shot, left hooked. Jack Hermanson sent him to outer space. And then, Herb Dean doesn't stop the fight. Gregory Rodriguez takes struts up to him and just hammer fists him in the face like Francis Ngannou style. Yeah. I mean, for Gregory Rodriguez, this is a nasty win and a nasty bounce back from the loss he took to Jared Cannonier. He had rocked Jared Cannonier. He looked way more patient in this fight and just slept Jack Hermanson. So, good bounce back win for Gregory Rodriguez. But not so much for Jack Hermanson. I honestly think Jack Hermanson should retire. He's 37. He just got brutally slept. He looked like Bobby Green out there, and Gregory Rodriguez looked like Mauricio Rufy. This gave me the same vibe. I think he should retire, man. It's just, he's taken enough damage. I really don't know how Joe Pyfer lost to this guy. I feel like now Joe Pyfer would sleep him. But yeah, rough, dude. He got slept. But great win for Gregory Rodriguez. I got so hyped when I saw this. But yeah, it's awesome to watch, but rough for Jack Hermanson. On to the next. Haider Amil versus Jose Miguel Delgado. I feel like an idiot for picking Haider Amil after this fight because he got slept in 20 seconds. Dude, Haider Amil, dude, this guy comes out the gate swinging big meaty hooks, just like a Josh Emmett meaty overhand. And Jose Delgado tucks out of the way. He throws Jose Delgado, and then Joe Rogan's like, well, the Hurricane is honestly a great name for this guy. And then Jose Delgado hits him with a two-piece knee right up the middle, literally like a freaking liner up the middle in baseball. Knee up the middle, sleeps Haider Amil, 2 elbows. Hyder Emil gets right back up, and he doesn't know where he is. And he walks out of the cage. And the ref is like, what are you doing, bro? Like, this just stinks. This dude was in such good shape. But that just shows MMA how fast you can get slept. Bro just got slept immediately. Good win for Jose Miguel Delgado. This dude's good. And he said he wanted to fight on Noche UFC, which is the fight night. Gene Silva versus Diego Lopez. I think he should, man. Jose Miguel Delgado. I mean, that was a great win. I mean, on this card, there were so many great performances. Like, I think Ilia Topuria's performance was obviously the best because, he slept Charles Oliveira, and I honestly think Ilia Topuria might be the greatest fighter we've ever seen on planet Earth. He's just so good. And then, obviously, Greg Rodriguez slept Jack Hermanson. Jose Miguel Delgado slept Hyder Emil. And Terrence McKinney, he got a first-round finish, too. But, yeah, good win for Jose Miguel Delgado. A lot of people took him. I didn't really know why. I've seen Hyder Emil fight, and I thought he was pretty good. But not today. I guess he was kind of an Apex warrior because this was his first time out the Apex. He had like 3 or 4 fights before this, but, yeah, he got slept. All right, on to the next. Vivian Araujo, Tracy Cortez. I thought I was cooking, taking the girl with the worst record just because she looked like more of a fighter with Vivian Araujo. But, yeah, good win for Tracy Cortez. Kind of a boring fight. I was just kind of getting bored watching on the TV, drinking a Shirley Temple. But, yeah, good win for Tracy Cortez and good win for America. Okay, on the next, Terrence McKinney, Vyacheslav Borishev. Terrence McKinney literally just full sprints, takes Vyacheslav Borishev down, puts him in a nasty Darce choke, but Vyacheslav Borishev survives, then puts him in a guillotine. Vyacheslav Borishev tries to get out of it with everything he has, but it's literally so tight, and then he just submits him. It's like nothing else. And yeah, on to the next, Nico Price, Jacoby Smith. Yeah, Jacoby Smith came in as the biggest favorite in UFC history. He looked good, but I honestly thought he was going to look better. Compared to all the other people who got first-round finishes, kind of a mid-win for Jacoby Smith, but he still had a great performance. Submitted Nico Price in round 2 after dominating for the first 3 minutes of round 3, and then Nico Price got him a little bit, and then he rocked him. It was kind of a weird fight. They both gassed. And then he just on his back, and then he just turned to a submission so fast and just rear naked choked Nico Price, and then he tapped. Yeah, this was a good win for Jacoby Smith, but I honestly thought he was going to do what Terrence McKinney did, or what Gregory Rodriguez or Jose Miguel Delgado did. But, yeah, still good win for Jacoby Smith. He proved that he was a favorite for a reason. Subbed him round 2. All right. And the first fight of the night, Jonathan Diniz versus Alvin Hines. I didn't see the first 2 rounds of this fight. I saw the 3rd round. They said Jonathan Diniz won the first 2 rounds and Alvin Hines won the 3rd round. So I can't really judge it. But yeah, it looked like a good heavyweight scrap. They were bleeding, and Jonathan Diniz won 29-28. So good win overall. Legit card, dude. Probably the best of the year. It was 314 for a while, but I think 317 solos. UFC 314, super fun to watch. Ilia Topuria, honestly, is probably going to be the GOAT in a couple years. This dude slept Charles Oliveira, and I kind of felt weird. Then I was kind of happy that he slept Charles Oliveira. I was just waiting for it to happen. I wanted Ilia Topuria to win. I know all the Charles fans are we don't want to see Charles, but dude, Ilia Topuria is the most nasty fighter I've ever seen. He's probably the highest expression of mixed martial arts we've ever seen. Everywhere, completely sleeps Charles Oliveira. Yeah, Ilia Topuria is probably my favorite fighter now. Probably still Alex Pereira, but I love Ilia Topuria. Josh Van Bryn Ravel, showcase for flyweight. Pantoja dominates. Yeah. All right, so thank you guys for watching, man. Hope you enjoyed. You can subscribe, drop a comment. We're trying to get on the road, pushing the subscribers up, pushing the channel up, and yeah, guys, I'll see you later.